Welcome back, everyone, to the call-in segment, and we really appreciate all the people who have taken their time to call and ask questions. And I have noticed that most of the questions that are coming up, they are questions that we have addressed in previous shows. So maybe it would be best also if you go back to our YouTube page and watch our previous episodes. We've done shows on compatibility, we've done shows on boundaries, we've done shows on the effects of childhood experiences on adult relationships. We've also done shows regarding attachment wounds and healing. We did our recent show on betrayal. Yeah, and we have a part 2 of that coming up soon. So yeah, and we have a caller coming in, so let's hear what they have to ask, and we'll be right. Hello, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for calling T&T. Maybe you can tell us your name and where you're calling us from and shoot your question.
All right. So my name is Jay.
Uh-huh.
I'm calling you from Waka,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a question
Yes.
that I wanted to ask.
Yes, please ask.
Maybe I can ask a two-part question, but the first question is, how would you know that you're compatible with your partner?
Mm-hmm.
And the second question is, what do you do, especially for guys? What do you do when you're ready to settle?
Mm-hmm.
And like settle like yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and your partner is not ready to settle, and
Okay.
and probably the reason that she's giving you is not enough.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. So those are my two questions.
Okay, so your first question is about compatibility. I think I'll let Daktari take that one. We have talked about compatibility before in the show. Maybe I'd advise you, Jay, to go back to our previous episodes and watch. We have a full show where we've broken down compatibility. And because you have called, I'll let Daktari answer you directly.
All right, thank you.
Yes, Daktari.
Thank you. You said you are Jay.
Yes, I'm Jay.
Wow. Thank you, Jay, for your question. Let's begin with the question of compatibility.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Very important because actually there is no marriage without compatibility.
Mm,
Relationships are all about compatibility.
mm,
There are people who ask, are there people who are not compatible at all?
mm-hmm,
That question has been debated over ages by psychologists, doctors, name them.
mm-hmm.
And it still remains a debate and a debate that never ends. But one thing is sure and true, we are different. We have different characteristics, we have different personalities, we have different backgrounds, we have different faiths. So all those things translate into compatibility. The compatibility percentage, if we may say out of 100, a couple can be compatible at 40%, a couple can be compatible at 90%, another one can be
Okay.
compatible at 10%. So there is no couple that is not compatible. Only that
Mm-hmm.
compatibility level or degree of compatibility is what that matters.
Mm.
At least I know of one theory that says if compatibility is 50% and above, you are good to go. The rest you can go and fix as you walk on the journey of dating and marriage. Now, how do you measure compatibility? You look at
Mm-hmm.
compatibility now, you break it into sections, into small portions, and you look at how am I compatible? Are we compatible spiritually? For example, um, would you advise, for example, a Christian to marry a Muslim? You
Okay.
see, that difference, that gap of faith and belief
Mm-hmm.
system is too huge to risk. You know, one of you must sacrifice their faith. And faith is a
Yeah.
very integral part of a human being. So you see that compatibility already, it destroys the compatibility. Those people may not make a good couple. So, but now you can come home. You are a Christian, they are a Christian. The other person is also a Christian. We are not talking about at the part of faith, spiritual compatibility. You may still see that maybe this lady is too deep Spiritually, she prays so much, she fasts so much, she is a church goer, she's so devoted. But when you look at yourself, you're nowhere in the church, you are just a lukewarm. You may also see that maybe this person, we are not compatible, because I'll be seeing her going to prayer mountain for 40 days and I'll be making noise every day because I'm not comfortable with what she's doing. Anyway, let's go to another aspect. Intellectual compatibility. Someone is a PhD holder. The lady is a PhD holder, but the guy is a standard 4 lever. I'm not saying that they cannot marry, but again, when it comes to the issue of compatibility, the percentage comes down on that aspect. We come to physical compatibility. Now that one depends with an individual. There's someone who wants a tall, dark, handsome man. There is another lady who wants a brown man, and nothing less than that. So physical compatibility now depends on the way you see it as an individual. So there are so many other aspects that you look at. So that you may know, you need to write down and know, what kind of a wife do I want? What kind of a husband do I want? When I was getting married, Kate, before I dated the wife I'm married to today, I had a list of the qualities. And someone had advised me, I thank God, that the lady you are going to marry may not achieve 100% of what you have written down, but at least she should not go below 75%. That's what that person told me. And they helped me. And actually, I was sure what I was looking for. Actually, it was not 100%, but it was more than 95%. I remember even doing it, and I said, wow, I'm ticking everything. I'm ticking everything. And that was okay. So I would say that compatibility is more about, what do you really want? Before you even think of a particular woman, named Grace, named Lois, or whoever, before you even start dating, ask yourself, what kind of a woman do I want? What are my values? What are my interests? What are my preferences in life? What is my purpose in life? What do I want to achieve 10 years to come? Then now you come to, what kind of a woman can help me achieve this kind of a goal? So that way you'll be able to know by your own self, without even anybody telling you, whether you are compatible. But Jay, allow me to talk about just kidogo to emotional compatibility. You see, emotional compatibility, because love is about emotions. There are people who believe that you should not keep on expressing your emotions. You should be tough man. You should be a tough man or a tough person. So the moment, and maybe for you, you like talking, you like opening your heart, sharing your emotions, sharing your feelings, and saying what you're feeling. But they're not comfortable. Whenever you share, whenever you open up, you feel that you see that they become resentful, they become defensive. All the time they interpret that as war or conflict. So you may realize later, as you continue, that you are not compatible emotionally with a particular lady, and everything else is okay. But when it comes to emotional compatibility, there is a big problem. So that's already a red flag that you can halt and say, maybe I cannot continue with this relationship, because love is more about emotions. So the other question was about?
Wow, I think, and before we go to the next question, I'd like to add, it's also very important, Jay, to note the things that you're willing to compromise on, because you can get someone who is good, but they're lacking in some way. You should also consider, what am I willing to compromise and what am I not willing to compromise. And
Yeah, sure.
I also am a big preacher of, trust your instincts, trust your gut, because I'm telling you, your body will never lie to you, your gut will never lie to you. The moment you start interacting with someone, you can already tell if you are genuinely compatible, especially on an emotional level. You can really tell if you're compatible with that person. Your instincts will tell you, and never doubt your instincts. So I hope your question have been answered about compatibility. The other question was what to do if you are ready to settle and the lady or your partner is not ready. Is that okay? Is that correct, Jay?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Jay, I would want to say that it is important for you to investigate with a lot of love and understanding and empathy why the lady is not ready. The lady is not ready to settle. I think it all begins there. There must be a reason. Because this woman loves you. I want to believe so, because that's why you're in the relationship. Whether this question is yours or you're asking for someone, Jay, I would want to say every woman who gets into a relationship, they have a reason why they are getting into a relationship with that particular man. Could be she was out of a heartbreak and she wants this relationship to help her heal. So when you get serious and you begin demanding settling down, inside her heart she knows, I did not choose Jay for marriage. I chose Jay for healing.
Yeah.
So you need to be so loving and empathetic to show her that you are ready for any answer. Because you cannot proceed until you know why is she not ready for settling down. And Jay, it is important for you to realize and to know women can give you an answer, but they mean the opposite of it or a different thing from what they are telling you. So she will tell you, I want to be through with my degree. I want to do my master's first. I want to do my PhD. But Jay, of truth, if a woman is interested in you and she has realized you are the man of her life, she can even marry you before she graduates. She can marry you even before she graduates. So you must know the real reason, because the reason she is giving you might not be the one. Unless you had talked earlier on and she had already told you, remember, Jay, I am in school. You have approached me. I don't want to settle down. I had already decided even before you came, I will not settle down before I graduate for my master's. So if later you come and ask her to settle down with her and she's not through with her master's, then she can remind you. But if it is something that has just come and looks just like an excuse, you need to sit down with her and get to know from her why she is not ready to settle down. That is where you're going to begin everything.
Wow. I think that's okay. I don't think I have anything to add on that. How do you feel, Jay?
Thank you so much, Daktari. I think those are quite satisfactory questions.
Welcome.
I think I'm more content. I think with the second question. I think the way you've answered it is straightforward, and I appreciate it. And point one, I will investigate it with love.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are welcome.
Wow, thank you so much, Jay, and we wish you all the best in your relationships and future relationships.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Have a good time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, people have so many questions.
They do.
And it's lovely to hear them ask all of them. And in line with what we are talking about today, about stages of relationship, it takes so much more than love to sustain a relationship.
So much more than love.
It takes much more than the emotion.
Yes.
It takes much more than desire, than attractiveness. So regarding to the two questions that Jay asked about compatibility, you might be attracted at the first sight because of, physical attractiveness, but keep in mind that it will take more than that to sustain a relationship.
Yes.
Even in regards to, settling down.
Yes.
If you're feeling overwhelmed with emotion, the love emotion, it will take more than that. If the other partner is not willing to sacrifice, because I think a marriage is about two people who are willing to forgive and sacrifice. If the other partner is not willing to sacrifice, and akupe to excuse, that person is not ready to settle down. So with grace and with empathy, with a lot of love, we'll get to the root of it and just let them go if
If they're not.
if need be.